No, he's allowed to sit here. He doesn't.
Now, as you may or may not know, I'm an exchange teacher. I'm also an entertainer. I've been doing a concert this afternoon. So I don't get up and perform or speak when people are carrying on like idiots.
Don't talk about
intellectual, a bit of intellectual standard, okay? Otherwise I wouldn't waste my time coming here. Alright. So this afternoon I'm going to speak on this topic here. Alright?
Rosalie, the answer seems obvious.
Pardon?
The answer seems obvious.
Hey John! Now normally when I come here on Sunday, which is all the time, I get here when I can, I often start by speaking on a world event that's taking place as we speak, or something that's sort of politically relevant. This afternoon, I thought that since we're only a couple of weeks off Easter, I would talk about what I consider to be very relevant at this time of year, and it means a lot to me. Now, if it doesn't mean a lot to you, well, that's between you and your God, if you have one. Now, it is historical fact that Jesus died on the cross. It's an historical fact. And both the crucifixion and the resurrection are indisputable historical facts. Whether you believe that fact or not is an entirely different fact. Muslims do not believe that Jesus was resurrected. In fact, the Quran, that's right. In fact, the Quran teaches that he was not crucified, that it was a fake event, and that Allah took him up to heaven. That's what the Muslims believe. Neither do Muslims believe in the resurrection. I suppose that's fairly self-evident. I'm going to ask you a question this afternoon. Do you believe in the resurrection? Every person here. Do you believe in the resurrection?
I do.
Put up your hand
But only
if you do.
because I've been given the gift of faith. Otherwise,
He's a Catholic, isn't it?
That chap over there
One
believes in
here?
it.
Yes, that's right.
That's two.
No, it's one, two,
Three.
that's four. Jesus said, I am the resurrection and the life. Why did he say that?
No, a man wrote that, not Jesus.
Was he
Some
just
person wrote
talking
it.
out of his hat? Why did he say, I am the resurrection? Because Jesus had the power to raise from the dead. And that's what happened.
So where did it say that in the Bible?
Do you really think he was lying? Let us examine the witnesses. For there are many witnesses to the resurrection of Jesus Christ. In John's Gospel, chapter 20, we read of cast-off grave clothes and emotional reunions. John states that before Jesus' body was taken down from the cross, right, it was actually physically removed. That's historical fact. A Roman soldier thrust a spear into Jesus' heart. Then after they took the body down, he was laid in the tomb. This afternoon, as I said, I've been doing a concert and I actually sang a song called Were You There?
Can we have a little excerpt?
My Lord. Now this is a beautiful...
Can you give us a few bars, please?
You do that?
Now the song goes...
What about a dance? Can you do us one of those show-stopping dances you used to
They
do?
crucified my Lord. And he goes on to say, were you there when they laid him in the grave? And the third verse is, were you there when they rolled the stone away?
Oh, that's
Because he was blind. That is the resurrection.
I was there by connection with the sinners, that's all. I was there by connection with the sinners who didn't have the spirit at all.
That's very good. Thank you. Now, following the rising, as we call it, of Jesus, certain women went to the tomb because they thought he was still in there. And Mary, a follower of Jesus, went and saw that the stone had been rolled away. Mary ran and told Peter and John that Jesus' body was not in the tomb. When they examined the tomb, they found the grave closed. Now this is a very important historical fact. You see, when Jesus was put in the tomb, it was the Jewish custom to wrap the whole body up, and it even had a separate piece that went around the head. Now when they examined the tomb, they found this big white, quite a long piece. It's called the Shroud. Now I actually saw a film once called The Shroud of Turin. Now whether that's the actual one, I'm not here to dispute. It's a very interesting film. So this big piece of white cloth that went around Jesus' body was lying there, the body was gone. But the historical fact is, the thing that went around his head was lying separate. Now right now, if the body had been stolen, they wouldn't have bothered to unwrap it, they would have wrapped it front. So that is proof that Jesus rose from the dead. The body was not stolen. And while Mary stood there weeping, a man said to her, "Why are you weeping?" You know who the man was?
Joseph of Arimathea.
You know who the man was?
Mark.
That came up to Mary and said, "Why are you weeping?" It was Jesus himself.
Oh, yeah, of course.
In
Oh, yeah, that's
bodily
right.
form.
Yeah, think about that one now.
Now that night Jesus' disciples
That's
were in a
exactly
room
right.
together. They thought that he was still in the grave. And
No.
all of a sudden Jesus appeared there. Supernaturally,
You believe because you're tall.
he
You
just
didn't see it
appeared in the
happening.
room, right?
You believe it? That's exactly right.
And he said,
Okay, it's all saying.
"Peace be with you." You see,
And there are people.
what Jesus came to this earth for was to give us peace, right?
She said,
There
"I believe
is
when
no
Jesus died,
peace. I mean,
that a physical,
in my life, there
part
are
of his body
problems,
went into
right?
every believer.
People
I said,
cause
that's
problems.
heresy. She goes, "No,
They
that's what I
take
believe."
away the peace
She's one of the people
that
that
God
was like the Archbishop of
or
Canterbury.
should give us.
There's all kinds of scripture. Just because you believe something.
Then Jesus showed them his hands and feet. Now, this actually gives us 4 pieces of evidence for the resurrection of Jesus. Number 1, the body was missing
Oh, okay,
from
there's
the
two
tomb.
wills.
Number 2, the grave clothes were left
He created
behind.
the universe. right?
Number 3, Mary saw Jesus outside the tomb and spoke to him.
Do a few things.
Number 4, Jesus appeared to his disciples and showed them the whole The resurrection of Jesus Christ proves that Christ was no ordinary man. He wasn't just another person, right, like Muhammad or anyone, Buddha or whatever. He was supernatural. In fact, one of the Roman soldiers, because like when he was crucified, there were all these Roman soldiers. You can see some of them in the picture here. One of them